I think the big bucket debate here has to do with what I saw yesterday.
Yeah. What do we see?
I'm gonna be honest. Okay? I'm gonna be honest. Listen, internet. There's two things you don't do in life. Number one, when you come to somebody's house that does rinseless for a living, would you know me for rinseless?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. What would you know me? Like, what's
Well,
my?
shut up with that.
I love it. I love it. I truly love rinseless. When I saw this ninja double dip a mitt,
It was muscle memory.
no, he walked from here to Walmart, grabbed the bucket of water, dip, rinseless, rinse. I was confused. Walk me through that nonsense.
Well, look, don't know about what is dirty at your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
But we feel that when the car is sufficiently dirty, regardless of whether you're using rinseless or not, it's a good idea to rinse out your wash meter if you're using one.
Yeah, I disagree.
Now, I know you do.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm telling you.
100%.
I'm telling you how to do it. the proper way.
I 100% disagree. Listen. If we do a pre-wash, would you agree? All right, hear me out. Okay.
Okay, well, let's start out. Because Diamond Dan has a great question. What is everybody's definition of two-bucket method? Because I use one bucket for the wheels.
You gotta
one
talk
for
louder.
the
I can't hear
paint.
you.
If it's the car super dirty, just as a pre-wash, so let's define what is a two-bucket wash. Because if you think about two-bucket wash, we actually do a two-bucket wash. One for wheels, one for paint, and y'all do two
Okay, that's a great question. I'll define my two-bucket wash method, and you guys can define yours.
Yeah.
All right.
Deal? My two-bucket wash method is rinseless, wheels. Now, the wheels, sometimes I don't add water because I spray off the tool, right? Because I feel like, do I really need water in my bucket if I'm going to use the lubrication of the soaps, right? And I clean my thing. That's the only time I ever use two-bucket method. What's your definition of two-bucket?
Well, the mistake.
Oh, no.
Okay, here we go.
No mistake. What's your definition two-bucket?
Two bucket for us is essentially three buckets.
Yeah.
So one dedicated for wheels because the buckets do get quite dirty and you don't want to be wasting time cleaning out your wheel bucket before you wash the car and all that stuff, which is a waste of time. You have an extra bucket. And then for the contact wash, you have two buckets, the dedicated wash and a rinse.
Yeah.
Now, I think where the confusion is coming in is you hybrid wash
Everything.
When what we were doing yesterday was rinseless washing because the car had already been cleaned by someone else before we'd even re-cleaned the car.
I would agree, but even if in
So-
winter, I disagree. I agree and disagree with you. Because remember, I told you yesterday.
Eddie's like changing the goalposts.
No, because I told Maz yesterday. Now, can we sweat? No, Maz, I told you yesterday. I said, look, if it's winter, we have no water.
Sure.
We have no. I can't go rinse it off, and the car is caked.
Yeah.
Even then, I use one bucket. I pre-spray with rinseless. I use my rinseless, dip it back in, and keep it moving. That disgusts you. I saw
With
by your face.
one wash meter.
Yeah.
One wash meter.
Why not? I don't need 20 wash meters to wash one car.
I think there's too much dirt film
Disagree.
going into the bucket, regardless of who's
Well,
rinseless
But,
you're
but
using.
also, you polish nearly every car you touch.
No, that's also yes and yes.
Oh, here goes the goalpost.
No. You made a statement that I polish every car. Yes and, but I don't polish my
I said
car.
almost.
Almost. Okay, I agree with you. I agree. But look, also to your point, Lava Cosmetica created Palladium as a pre-wash
Why did they do that?
because in film, rinseless wasn't enough to take film off, and I already know that because if you think about where rinseless came from in the U.S. All right, hear me out.
Have you just conceded that we've just
No.
won the debate?
No, I still use one bucket. I still use one bucket.
But answer the question: why did a great brand,
Yeah.
right, amazing brand, create a dedicated pre-wash for the rinseless? Why?
Because, okay, yes, I'm going to answer.
Yeah.
We were tired of using APCs that some of it wasn't rinsing off, and they wanted something that had non-ionic surfactants that was high pH to be coupled with rinseless in order to fulfill the job of a pre-wash.
That's all filler speak.
I know. I don't
Right.
care. Hey,
Right.
So
Why?
in short version,
what is the main reason they created a pre-wash for Rinseless?
I just explained it.
Because the dirt film's too much.
Yeah,
For
it
Rinseless on
overwhelms
its
the
own
Rinseless. Yeah.
to
It
do
does,
the
okay.
job safely.
No, there's
Therefore,
how
having two buckets, if you don't have a pre-wash and you're just using Rinseless, the traditional Rinseless method that Ivan's been going on about for 40 years, right? In my point of view, you need a rinse.
I always said no, never. I don't believe in that.
The
No,
only time
never.
I've
I never
ever
believe in
used is just one bucket with rinses.
Yeah,
And
but
I've got
I've been
20
always
cloths
taught-
in the rinses.
even back in the day, I've been always taught
badly.
no,
Badly.
no. I've been always taught APC. Always taught rinseless doesn't mean that you don't rinse the car off. It just means
No.
that the final step is rinseless.
And we're not talking about the final step.
But
We're
even
talking
for
about
me,
how many
if I use
buckets
a
you
car with Palladium, I'm using one bucket, maybe a pre-spray of sort, right? And I'm using Palladium as my pre-step because it cleans.
It's
Yeah.
not, we're not discussing, again, your filler.
But I
filler
still
ones
use
now.
one bucket, no matter what. One bucket. Actually, Jamie, have I ever used 2 buckets for rinseless?
And maybe you need to use maybe one massive
Yeah,
bucket.
maybe you get away with one big one because then you've got enough quantity of water mixed with the
I just don't
emulsified dirt.
understand how we could go back and forth saying the same thing where 2 buckets are not even worth
So,
your time.
so Maz and Rodger, a lot of brands have preached a long time, believe in the science of the rinseless wash. Where do you fall in line with the science?
We believe in the science, but as with any chemical, there's limits, right? And there's only so much. This is why concentration matters, right? So, and this is why dilution ratios matter, because if a 1 to 256 could do every single little bit of can handle heavy dirt films, right? Then yes, I would agree with you that you wouldn't need 2 buckets. But when you have a heavy dirt film, that's when you need the second bucket. Where I agree with you,
Let me hear that.
if it's light to maybe medium dirt films, right, which is how I tend to use my rinseless, then yes, I would use 1 bucket.
You can get away with
if
it.
it's a dirty dirt film,
I'm using Palladium first.
but whether it's Palladium or another brand
Or Hybrid Wash,
is immaterial.
It's not though, because one, you require rinsing off. One says,
But you're making hybrid washing the standard now.
I'm making it a standard because
You're
I
moving
got
the
to soak this up. By the way, garage service 20% off. Snow foam be free.
Check out that rinseless.
Do you want to know about a wild hybrid wash since we're on the same page right now? Since you agreed with me,
Yeah.
You want to know about a wild hybrid wash? Let me tell you something. Snow foam V3 or decon. Decon, hammer. Snow foam V3, rinseless wash. Snow foam V3, let it sit, let it cook, let it do, and do your wheels too at the same time because we learned that yesterday, right?
Yep.
You bang,
And we
bang,
did
bang,
it
bang,
on
bang.
this.
Yeah,
And we did it on
video
this.
coming out soon on
Pure
this.
straight snow foam, no decon or nothing.
Nothing.
All snow foam.
You let it ride, and then you come back and you rinse that off, and you do it. Hybrid washing is good because the final step, I don't want to introduce water again.
I love hybrid washing. I think it's a good method. However, we're talking about rinseless washing,
Yep,
the
for life.
traditional way.
For life.
Rinseless wash for life.
And now we've won the debate.
No, you didn't win the debate. I disagree with you. I'm always going to disagree with needing. When I saw 2 buckets yesterday, I almost shut the live. I almost shut the. The crazy thing is, Maz walked away and Rodger's like, I'm like, what is happening? Walk me through what I just saw.
William figured it out. He says he doesn't even use buckets.
What?
Doesn't even use buckets, just spray it or
He just
Wait,
foams, I guess he
time out. Let's
foams.
talk about that. What does he mean? He doesn't use.
What do you
buckets?
think about the no bucket method?
it just. I'm guessing. he just sprays it
William,
on.
I'm sorry.
I'm guessing he pre-washes, rinses it off, foams, throws the mitt on, foams the mitt, and keeps going.
Actually, that could work.
I'd hate to inspect his paint and tell him the
Oh
truth
my
about
goodness.
what's actually happening.
Will said he doesn't use any buckets.
That's what I'm guessing. I don't know his procedure. William, if you want to drop what is your bucket list method, that'd be great.
I would. Okay.
So what we're really talking about is the ethos of detailing. And the ethos of detailing is reducing the potential of damage and maintaining finishes. So if we're maintaining finishes, then we need to take precaution, right? And not take liberties with the
But there is
precautions we
no
take.
science backing up. You're a guy.
There
of
is no
science.
science.
But you're a guy of science. You're a guy of science,
What
right?
do you mean there is
There is
science?
no science.
This is science.
No, hear me out. There is no science saying that if I dip my bucket of solution into a clear bucket of water and rinse out before I go in, that I will reduce marring. Because at the end of the day,
No, that's incorrect.
That's not correct.
Because
That's
some
incorrect.
guy could come on and
There's
do what
empirical
Corey did.
evidence showing that two
Dude,
bucket
but what I'm telling
method.
you is that no, what evidence? What evidence?
Well, if there was no evidence, if there was no reason to have two buckets, so why did they even come into existence?
They did it so everyone could look cool, dipping water into
Oh,
water,
right. So
squeezing it out.
it's to look cool.
Hey guys, so I do the, you know, Bob from Chemex created this thought. I will die swirl.
Die swirl free.
He had 5 buckets up, and he went, and this is like, I don't know, he was just trolling everybody. He went from the soap to the rinse to the rinseless.
He will
Yeah,
die
but that's-
swirl free.
I will die swirl free. What I'm saying is, you said something yesterday that was kind of profound, right? Remember we were talking yesterday about chemicals don't damage cars, people do. But
Yeah.
you know what? When you were telling me that, we are talking about the marring of the paint. If I come into a car and I put pressure,
yeah,
and you say you use the same solution, but your pressure, like you know how to wash your car, you did light pressure. But was it the person
what
or
two buckets do though is mitigate the human being. Yeah. Right. So when you wash a vehicle, regardless of your method, the reality is that there's dirt on the surface.
Yeah.
And whether you're using 1 mitt or 3,000 mitts, something is going to contact that dirt and agitate it.
yeah, I
And
agree
that's
with
where
that. I agree with
The
that.
mitt comes in, the chemicals.
Then why
come
have
in.
grit guards if they don't do their job?
No, what are you talking about?
No, because
You're like
jumping from
Because
one
look-
topic to
let's just if you talk about the simple science of it, it's, if you want to put it down to the most simplest form, it's saturation. So if you were to, so let's just take the buckets out of it. Let's just work out. You have a glass of I don't know, some sort of drink, right? And you have a normal glass of water, empty, right? If you dip something in from that drink and you put it into that water and you wash it out, you're increasing the amount of that bottle in the other one.
Okay,
and that's
see,
just
that
talking
makes
about
sense. That makes
quantity or
sense.
something.
That makes
right?
sense.
Now you start putting the actual grit that the actual media is actually picking up, and you're dropping it in there. Right, you're dropping it in that one, not in the other one. So you're basically trying to reduce the saturation.
What you said would be true if it was soap. We're talking rinseless.
Soap
if
and grit.
Well, okay,
if rinseless takes the weight of the no, he just said something. I gotta talk about it right? Before you say. I know
I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah, go get a drink.
Has break.
You said he's gone. He's gone. You said it's saturation. If rinseless by nature has polymers,
Yes,
that take the weight, because that's what it does. Right?
Yeah.
It takes the
my
weight
seals
of the
picked
grit,
it all up and
drops it to the bottom of the bucket. Then your whole
but your
science is
statement,
debunked.
rinseless by nature, is false.
What are you saying? What?
Your statement, if rinseless by nature has polymer, rinseless by nature doesn't have polymer. Now, the first rinseless was a polymer,
Mine
as
has
far as
polymers.
I'm aware, right?
Mine has polymers,
But not everyone's does.
Okay, so now that makes sense.
what's
So
in
now we
yours
have to
then?
get
Well,
specific.
tell us a little bit about GT rinseless and the GT rinseless philosophy.
Let me
How
go
about
get
that?
it, guys. We're getting heated in here, and I'm about to fight everybody.
Everybody sit down. I'm gonna need everybody to calm down. All right, Maz, tell us a little bit about the
So
GT
our
rinseless.
rinseless solution is primarily surfactant based. There is some clever classifications that
Here you go,
happen to
Maz.
surfactants, right? That can be classified as polymers. So this does contain a few surfactant based polymers. It's just a classification. And the way that our rinseless works is that it will do multiple jobs. It will emulsify, it will lift, it will encapsulate. Therefore, when you put the solution in the bucket, it will attack the dirt in the bucket, and it will try and drag the dirt down to the bottom of the bucket. And the mycelial count, so the surfactants that are the short and long chain surfactants that are in the mix, will engulf the dirt and
take it to
do its business effectively.
Do
its business.
We got Moss talking like he's from the hood. So yesterday, you know what he said to us? We're gonna pull up. What's up, dog? No, he didn't say that. What are you gonna say?
But there's only so much of that product in there. So once you've run out of the amount of surfactants holding onto it, then you're going to start looking at like, where is it going?
So I think too, for that point, my point I was making was, and I think you made it. So now we are both right, because I want to say it this way: we're both right. If you have a rinseless wash that's surfactant based, what you're saying by nature can be true, because you're saying it does not, like the old rinseless built back in the day, pull everything down, right? Because you have more surfactants versus polymers. If a rinseless therefore has polymers, I'm using the words therefore because I know you want me to talk at your high. I can't, I got a high school education here. Therefore, if it does have both, it would be a safer wash experience with one bucket. Potential. This is all potential, right? Because unless you test it on a panel, then a true surfactant-based rinseless, which will at that point in time.
This is where empirical evidence comes into play. Right?
You just used the word that blew my mind. What?
Because empirical evidence, i.e., you observe it, you record it,
okay,
and then it becomes empirically true. Is that if you compared our rinseless as an example, and if we made a hybrid rinseless, you would have to empirically prove that one's better than the other through testing and science. And the other way you can do that is by having large data sets, which is what we do, especially you being from the same industry that I was from.
Yeah, data's
right?
key.
And you gather that information and you draw a conclusion.
So
this is how science works.
I know where you come. But science also means that hypotheses are meant to be broken. What you perceive to be
and
true.
The onus is on the person.
No, and the onus is person, right? Hypotheses are supposed to be proven.
They're supposed to be broken. No, proven. Every
Right.
hypothesis, they're supposed to be proven and broken. Because if he has a hypothesis that a cross-linking of a polymer would do X, Y, Z, what, and you got your own data, but then you big brain him and you're like, whoa, did you account for X, Y, Z? And he was thinking like there's an edge case that we missed. Then you broke his hypothesis. He was also true, but you're like, this is a better way. It would be the same thing how penicillin was made, right?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we could use fungus from a turtle's anus to make a pill.
But your premise assumes that the rinseless is so good.
It's so good.
Right? That
it's so good.
It's infallible, and that's not true.
I'm not saying it's infallible. I'm
because
saying it's so
if
good.
it was infallible, right, then we would never use any other product.
I'm shocked as to why you even use any other product. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
And there we get to the crux of the issue.
I'm kidding. The idea behind this is that when we argue, right? First, we're showing respect because it's okay to argue.
Yep.
And you don't have to agree with anybody.
Yeah, engages everyone.
I understand your point of view, right?
Yeah, I think it
has a lot of merit.
I think that's a good time to hit the thing, and that's the end of the debate. Wrapping it up.
Let's
Hug it out.